Big, strong, and insanely powerful, the 2022 GMC Hummer EV is unrivaled. General Motors Co. GMC is a subsidiary of General Motors, GM, and has been a truck, van, and SUV-focused branch of manufacturing since its inception in 1900. One of the biggest names on the vehicle manufacturing scene, it makes sense that GMC would begin to focus where much of the rest of the world has on electrification. Although known mostly for large trucks and SUVs, which might not immediately spring to mind when considering electric vehicles, EVs, due to their larger size and association with overindulgent gas consumption, GMC is seeking to change the narrative with their newest iteration of the GMC Hummer-the Hummer EV. The Hummer EV line was introduced back in October 2020 when the pickup model was unveiled, with the SUV version to follow later in April 2021. The GMC version of the Hummer, which is a derivative of the discontinued Hummer of GM, has been long known as a powerhouse of an SUV which came from the Humvee military use vehicle. With such a potent background and heritage, it comes as a pleasant surprise to see GMC continue innovations on the Hummer design in 2022, which stays true to its history as a big, strong, insanely powerful SUV in its new EV form. Let's take a closer look at the 2022 GMC Hummer EV. A brief background and history of the Hummer. The Hummer started as a war machine known as the High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicle, or HMMWV or Humvee. AM General produced these four-wheel drive trucks for use in roles similar to those held by the original Jeep. Humvees were used in the Gulf War of 1991, but were found to be too unarmored for use in areas where improvised explosive devices were being used, such as the Iraq War. AM General pivoted in production of the Humvee to create a civilian version called the Hummer in 1992. After being discontinued by AM General, the Hummer brand was purchased by GM, who continued to market the Hummer in 3 models until 2010. These included the Hummer H1, which was a nod to the original Humvee, and the H2 and H3 models, which were both smaller and more civilian-minded. Due to economic impacts and GM's bankruptcy in 2009, the Hummer name, although retained by GM, was discontinued and dealerships for the vehicle were shut down in 2010. The Hummer name stayed in retirement until it finally returned as a nameplate under the parent company in 2020. And EV iterations in both pickup and SUV models were introduced in pre-production November of 2021. Features and specifications of the insanely powerful 2022 GMC Hummer EV. Going from the gas-guzzling powerhouse of a military adaptation that the original Hummer was, to an all-electric iteration is quite a pivot, but GMC has made it work and done a fantastic job in keeping to the heritage of power that comes along with the Hummer name. The 2022 GMC Hummer EV comes in 2 variations of pickup truck and an SUV, although the SUV will arrive a bit later than the truck. The arrival of the Hummer EV pickup comes at a great time for the company, as it will be on market around the same time as competitors such as Ford, with their F-150 Lightning, Tesla, with their well-known Cybertruck, and newcomer Rivian, with their forthcoming R1T. With the clear interest from consumers in this area, GMC is posed to draw attention. GMC's information on the Hummer EV shows that it will have 4-wheel drive and feature a 3-motor system capable of up to 1,000 horsepower in the pickup and 830 horsepower in the SUV and up to 11,500 pound-feet of electric torque. The truck can accelerate to 60 miles per hour in just 3.0 seconds for the pickup and 3.5 seconds for the SUV with the Watts to Freedom mode equipped. This mode controls the launch of the vehicle, allowing for optimal system setup and maximum acceleration. By changing the pedal mapping, anti-lock braking system, traction controls, ride height, suspension, steering, stability controls, 4-wheel drive system, and more, this mode custom tailors the ride of the EV to the ideal settings for speed. The system even prompts the driver to floor it when fully engaged. Still very much a Hummer, the EV can tow up to 7,500 pounds and is off-road ready with a standard 11.9-inch ground clearance in the pickup, 12 inches in the SUV. Both EV variants can ford water of up to 28 inches, climb walls at 18 inches, and have an impressive approach angle at 44.3 degrees. Independent front and rear suspensions, available front E-lockers and virtual rear lockers, and heavy-duty ball spine half shafts all help the EVs to show their off-road dominance as well. Driver assistance features including hands-free driving on some roads, crabwalk, that allows all four wheels to turn up to 10 degrees to give the EV the ability to move diagonally, and extract mode, which gives the truck's air suspension system an additional nearly 6 inches of height to give great ground clearance, ensure that the EV is fun to drive nearly anywhere. Even with incredible power, drivability, and speed, the GMC Hummer EVs won't be settling for less in other areas, either. The features included in the vehicle include an infinity roof with modular sky panels, a power swing gate on the SUV and multi-pro tailgate on the pickup, ultra vision including underbody cameras, and a nicely competitive range of 300 miles for the SUV and 350 for the pickup. Available for reservation now and delivered in fall of 2022, the Hummer EV Model 1 pickup starts at an MSRP of $110,595. Although reservations for the Hummer EV SUV Edition 1 are currently full, the price was listed at $105,595, and they are anticipated to be delivered in early 2023. Other versions, with 2 motors, ranging between $80,000 to $100,000 are anticipated later, in spring of 2024.